The commentary that you're about to listen to is uncensored. If you're sensitive to swear words, please do not watch. Otherwise, please enjoy. Hey there gamers, welcome to Bumbasher360. I'm host Adam and you're watching a video. Okay, so it's a Wednesday and today I am going to be creating a commentary. Today's commentary is on the word fear. Okay, so fear is something that affects everybody. It doesn't matter who you are and where you come from, what colour, race or gender you are, but sometimes it does affect your ability. I mean, if you have autism and whatever, whatever. But today I'm going to talk to you about fear and my fears, and then what you should do to accomplish and overcome your fear. And this is a commentary, by the way. Okay, so I found the dictionary definition of the word fear, and it is an unexpected emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. Now, basically what this is meaning is, if you're ever put into a situation where you're in danger, or something's gonna hurt you, you are overwhelmed by a feeling, and this feeling is called fear. I disagree with this. See, I changed the definition quite dramatically, and here's my one basically. Fear is a feeling that overcomes all senses and anguish due to the unknown. And I feel like this one is a lot more sensible. The reason why is because fear is the fear of unknown. You don't know what's there. I.e., in a horror movie, what creates this tension and what creates this fear isn't the fact that something's popped out at you and it could cause you damage or something, but it's the fear that you don't actually know that it was going to pop up at you, or you don't even know what it is, and you're scared because this whatever it is just popped out at you unknowingly. If the monster is going to say, hey, I'm going to pop out at you in 3, 2, 1, blah, you're not going to be scared because you know that's going to do that. Whilst if it's in a real life situation and it says that it's going to kill you in 3, 2, 1 and then it does, you're scared not because you're going to die, but because you don't know how much it's going to hurt and you don't know where you're going to go. And that's what I think the definition of fear should be. Now, my fears are something that are quite personal to me, which I'm going to share on the whole of the internet, but that doesn't matter. Basically, I'm scared of two things mainly. The first thing are puppets, and that's due to a childhood memory of where I watched The Puppet Master, which is a shit scary film where basically puppets go around murdering everybody, and I watched that when I was like 6, and that's completely screwed up my life, like forever. Turned me into a violent machine with a mental mainframe of like a spider's web that's ready to snap at any moment. But my other fear is the fear of failure. I don't want to fail, and I believe everyone has this fear. The fear of not knowing the future and what the future holds for them. The fear that they don't know if they are going to fail and if they're not. I hate that feeling and I hate that fear. The fear of the unknown is something that can never be accomplished or overrun. I believe that this overwhelming feeling of fear will dwell in everybody and eventually corrupt their mind. If you are constantly scared of failure, it may do one of two things. It may either drive you forward to overcoming this fear, overcoming this relentless, I can't think of the word, but basically, yeah, so you'll be fighting to prevent this fear of not winning, basically. Or what it could do is it could push you forward, or in this case backwards, to a state of complete malnourished hopelessness. where you're too scared to do anything, and you'll be corrupted by this fear and not do anything to fight it, and you will fail. And it could either drag on and ruin the rest of your life, or it could literally crush you to a point of hopelessness and perhaps inevitable suicide. I don't know. Many people have been in a situation where their life is just so hopeless, and this fear that they'll never succeed has actually caught up to them, that a rope seems better than the life that they're living. And I'm sorry if any of your parents or any friends or family have hung themselves due to depression. And just to clear this up, I know what it's like to be depressed, because I've been in it and I've lived through it. Okay, so carrying on. Fear is something that we all go through. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. It's whatever you like or whatever you want to call it. I, for one, have only one viewpoint on this, but you may have multiple. You may have fears that your family have, fears that you have, fears that everybody has around you. And trust me, if you're put in a situation where there's somebody in your house and they've got a freaking shotgun and you've got a little knife, you're going to be scared that that guy with a shotgun is going to come up your stairs and blow your brains out. And that's not a fear of someone hurting you. It's more of a fear that, is the guy going to find me? And the answer to that is yes, which is something that you do know. So therefore it is something that you're scared of. And by being scared of it, you're being fearful. So how are you going to overcome this horrible, squelching feeling of fear? Basically, you don't. There's no way in hell that you're ever going to deal with fear, unless you go under extreme counselling or join a military force where fear is literally pounded out of you, where the idea of not dying is a fear, and then that fear will power you to not die. But I feel the best way to deal with fear is not to overcome it, but to control it. For instance, for an art project, I had to fulfill a task of drawing my worst fear on the page in the eyes of me. So I knew that my fear was failing and puppets. So I decided to draw a haunted house with tons of puppets. My teacher said, "Adam, you're messed up. This is kind of weird. Oh, and I'm gonna make it worse because I don't like puppets and I don't want them to overcome me." So I drew them all in grotesque ways of dying, which is kind of disgusting, but I'm not going to get into any more detail on that. So basically what I did was I just drew all these puppets in the most horrible ways of dying that a human could witness. And the teacher said, "This is horrible, throw this away." And I went, "No, it's going in my picture book, because this is how my mind works. This is how it goes." And I'm not scared. I'm scared of puppets. I'm scared crap shitless. I mean, if anyone throws a puppet at me and the puppet starts moving, I will be like, nope, and I will run in the opposite direction, screaming my head off and pulling my hair out. Which is a horrible thought to think about. But I can control it. I can understand my fear, and I can try and gain some hope of controlling this emotion that is in some respects kind of pointless, but also fear is something else. It's adrenaline, it's dopamine, it's freaking everything. If we didn't have fear, then you wouldn't be scared of that tiger that's pouncing towards you. You wouldn't head on heels and run as fast as you can, even though it's inevitable that you're going to get caught. Instead, you would stand there and fight and die really horribly. if the caveman wasn't scared, then it wouldn't have gone. Then it would have gone out sooner and got mauled to death by a freaking elephant or a dinosaur or something. I don't know. Even though dinosaurs were extinct at that point, but I digress. If we didn't have fear, then we wouldn't have that sense of urgency, a fear that you're going to fail, a fear that you're going to be late. If for any of you that are still at school, such as I, have you ever been late and you've missed the bus and you had to run to school? That fear that you're going to be late, that will eat you up, and you will run. Your body is going to be pumped full of dopamine and adrenaline from the pineal gland, I think it's pronounced. I'm not very good with glands and whatever, but you'll be pumped up, and you'll run faster and further than you've ever ran before. Be damned if you're late, be damned, but in the end, you're the only one that's standing in your own way or being scared. So yeah, thanks for listening to this. Leave your ideas about your fears and how you overcome them or controlled them in your life. I'll be interested to hear, and I'll answer back with any advice if need be. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.